don't know. For some reason, I think it's the space on there, so I'm just going to post it on the YouTube video. Yeah, we were reading September. We got September 11th. Watch Your Signals, page 254. Shortly after 5 o'clock on the morning of September 11th, 1950, a break in an air hose brought a 20-car troop train to a stop just outside West Lafayette, Ohio. We're holding the marble in between. You get it on different pressure points. Sometimes just a little bit of pressure can help release some juices and stuff built up in those tissues. A flagman hurried to the rear of the train to place red flares and a lantern 100 yards down the track. Well, yeah, to acupressure, you have different acupressure spots. I like this one and this one here. It's a good spot. Okay, a flagman hurried to the rear of the train to place red flares and a lantern 100 yards down the track. He knew that the spirit of St. Louis would be speeding along the tracks within 5 minutes. Block signals warned the engineer of the oncoming steamliner that the track was obstructed, but for some strange reason he ignored both the signals and flares. The huge diesel smashed into the rear of the troop train and in a flash knocked the rear coach into the air, smashed the second car aside, and plowed into the third. As one press report stated, of the 700 men aboard the train, 33 were killed and 64 were injured. The greatest cause of the misery that afflicts mankind today is the failure to pay attention to the countless warnings that God gives all of us. Life itself, it can be in the wind, a warning signal. He's letting us know it's going to rain. I know, to say he or she can be upsetting to people. God, life itself. Yeah, sometimes, I don't know, some get a little attached when you have like the he, she. Yeah, I don't know, it's funny. I mean, obviously we're not talking about a person. I don't know where that comes from. Sometimes the word he or she just comes out. Yeah, growing up too, you learn Mother Nature. Oh, she's brewing up a storm. Remember that commercial? I'm going, never fool with Mother Nature. Was it fool or mess? You never mess with, I think it's fool. Never fool with Mother Nature. It was an old commercial or advertisement for something. The greatest cause of the misery that afflicts mankind today is the failure to pay attention to the countless warnings that God gives all of us. Right, your leg's about to fall asleep. Something tells you to shift a little bit, going numb or something. Circulation. Something tells you you're hungry. Something tells you you have to go pee. God gives you a warning before it just comes out. It gives you time to get to the bathroom. You know how to hold it in. Something teaches you that. We're born, just kind of. It's interesting, huh? People say that all the time. So I explain to them, all the time. We do different groups and classes, depending on what space we're speaking from. If we're speaking to the criminal organizations and networks that are responsible for a lot of abuse and war all around the world, we sound pretty angry. name calling, swearing, burn in hell, wrath of God kind of stuff. Yeah, and so when we do the other classes, which range from, so we have as young as 15 years old up as old as it gets, doing different poetry readings and classes and stuff like that. Right, so it sounds a little bit different when we're talking to those classes than when I'm talking to sadistic pigs and Hitlers, knowingly or unknowingly protecting these criminal organizations. Yeah, and our own children are in the hands of sick pedophiles and murderers and mentally ill, sick people. These are the facts. If you look at the history, it's not an extreme statement, but we're dealing with a lot of people who take things to the extremes, radicals, spiritual, freaking a lot of bullshit, for real. I can't even begin. Oh my goodness. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Luke 12:37. O God, give me the grace not to be reckless in what concerns my salvation, of that of other men. So see, in those classes, that's when we hear a lot of that stuff, and then we have to remind them that we're dead mothers, so we speak from a different space then too, yeah. We're dead mothers watching from the great beyond, wondering when the proper authorities here are going to help our children and humanity and society and the community understand how these sickos and pedophiles and mentally ill people get away with these kind of abuses that affect people all over the world. When you understand the connections, it horrifies you. It seems almost impossible, easy to ignore. It's been very easy to ignore. As you can see, in the past we didn't have these lines of communications, which they've tried to take from us. They've tried to kill us and shut us up and desperately try to prove us to be crazy and create Hatfield McCoy situations around us. I know, can you listen to them? They're so focused on helping us and pulling us out of a psychosis and what they're having to deal with. Listen to it. How many years has this gone on? And a lot of those people catering to that and carrying that on, they're protecting their drugs. And a lot of the dirty business, jerk games being played with the activist groups directly connected to some of these dangerous areas they've been talking about in Florida, Texas, Epstein Island, New York, Canada, other parts of the world. And when you understand what we said about the foreign hoax channels and how some of those places stuff gets trafficked to, when the jerk games aren't just getting played with activists and stuff like that, and it's military forces, and you start to understand what's been going on. Yeah, people pull in and out really quickly, don't they? Yeah, so we're hoping just more and more discussion, people speaking about these things in reality. Stop trying to cover it up. I know a lot of them, it's embarrassing with the activist stuff, the shit they signed off on in 2010. Nobody should have been going along with that stuff, and unfortunately a lot of people did. Like little children, thinking that it'll just help them keep an eye on things. Like, yeah, no, we already have people doing that. They're doing just, it's amazing. It's fucking incredible. Yeah, so when that happens, we've seen just a lot of good people get killed. It's caused a lot of problems. It definitely didn't help anything, but it's helped some very, very horrible people capitalize, and innocent people, a lot of innocent people have been killed. So hopefully just continued discussion about the truth and facts. That's all. September 12th. That would be awesome, yeah, if they start any of that. We would love to help with any of those volunteer programs. We got know-how with all of that stuff. Yeah, we used to grow gardens as kids. We can grow cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, corn. We know how to blueberry rake and pick strawberries. We love it. I mean, we'd love to volunteer. However many hours a week, hour here, 2 hours there. We are on disability, so there are programs that work with people on disabilities when you want to go back to work. So you can work part-time, not be required to do anything that might, right, exactly, if you have physical restrictions, like lifting stuff above your head, you have different, yeah, it all depends. Well, a lot of people too, yeah, with what's going on in the world, they get kind of scared working with the public. I can understand that. Yeah, even as a teenager, probably, some stuff gets worse and some stuff gets better. But just because if you have family ties and associations and being a drunk, crazy person myself. Oh yeah, my goodness. I had people come through the drive-through. Someone threw a cup of water in my face. Made me deal with it. Some guy came in yelling at me. It was taking too long. I threw a pie at him. I got in trouble. It was Mother's Day. I was only like 17. This dude came in, you had to pull him ahead. Sometimes you get pulled ahead. Your chicken's going to take a few minutes. You want to pull up, someone bring it out to you. Oh, God damn it. Kill the messenger, dude, for real. Right, and so he actually came in a few minutes later, and he's like, why is this taking so long? And I was like, sir, your order's right here. And I was just putting it in the bag for him. He's like, came in just in time, sir, I got it right here for you. He grabbed that fucking bag out of my hand. Fucking bullshit, friggin' fast food. It's like he went to walk off, and he had a bag of those pies. They had the strawberry chocolate Hershey pies, the Burger King. Yeah, and it was the Pokemon time too, so we were already freaking, I know, holy crap, how busy, everyone coming in. They wanted certain cups or whatever. And the little toys. Yeah, and they had the light up cups too. Remember those light up cups? I'm getting a fucking twist just thinking. But yeah, no, he went to walk off without his pies. So I said, sir, you forgot your pies. When he turned around to get him, I took the bag and I hurled it right at his fucking face. I was like, you're a fucking asshole, dude. The lobby was full of people. And he looked around, he looked at the manager, what was her name, Di Woods. And he's like, did you see what she just said to me? She fucking grabbed me by the ear and pulled me out into the kitchen. She did. She grabbed me right by the fucking ear. She was already pissed at me about something else, too. She said she was going to blackball me all over town. No, that was the other manager, Shirley. No, it was her name, Sherry. Yeah, she was nice, actually. Her daughter had dated my cousin, TJ, for a little bit. Samantha, yeah. But her husband, yeah, that was around that time, too. I don't know, dude. I guess he went home and fell in the garage and he fell right on a fucking chainsaw or something, took his head right off. How do you fall right on a chainsaw? Freak accident, I don't know. I felt so bad. She came right into work that next day. She said it helped keep her mind off of it and stuff. I'll never forget that, dude. That guy with the pies. You see what she just did to me? You're a fucking asshole. People in the lobby were laughing. They thought it was funny. I'm sure if they had cell phones back then, they would have been pulling them out. That was probably 96, 97, probably 97 or 98. Right about there. I would have joined. I was thinking of joining the service, but the recruiting place was right up the road, and some of the guys used to jog up and down the avenue there. The Armory is right across from Burger King. Do they call it the Armory? Whatever it's called there. But yeah, there was another recruiting office right up the road there by Rena Center. And they tore it down now. It's all gone. You see where Kmart was? It's all gone. It's weird. I know. It's freaking weird. Sign of the times, yeah. They said they were going to put like a big apartment building there, like 8 stories high. Pretty crazy. It's good, I guess, yeah. You need it, yeah. Oh yeah, no, they used to laugh. I remember them making fun when I mentioned joining the service. Yeah, they said I would never make it through boot camp. Well, I agreed with them. It's not really making fun of somebody when it's the truth. It's just being honest. Good in the Midst of Evil, September 12th, page 255. Andre was a good actor, but a poor swimmer. However, when he saw a woman drowning in a river at Grenoble, France, he leapt in, and after some struggle he saved her. The woman's husband was so grateful that he tried to get a medal for him. This caused officials to look up the actor's record. They found that Andre was wanted by the police for having fought as a French volunteer with the German army. Just there's a little bit of irony there. A military court tried him, but finally decided to drop the sentence because of his bravery in risking his life to save that of another. It may take only one act of generosity on your part to start a wrongdoer off on a new trend that may change his whole future for time and all of eternity. A word of encouragement, an act of kindness, or an expression of confidence by you may be the difference between hope and despair for many a person. The more you do this, the more you will be imitating Christ. The more you will be able to say, I live not now, but Christ liveth in me. If someone just asked me a question that's going to make me cry more. They asked why it seems I try to hide tears, but I so easily show anger. Sometimes I cry with ease. I don't know, maybe sometimes it seems silly. Like crying during a Disney movie or something. The Fox and the Hound always made me cry. We'll always be friends. Right, Hound Dog? Oh Lord, help me to always see and encourage the good in others. It can take a strength sometimes too. You gotta have a thick skin, in-depth maybe awareness sometimes too, to look past someone that might be yelling at you. How dare they talk to me that way?
Did they just call me a fucking moron? The fuck do they think they're talking? I'm not gonna help them. Well, we understand how that just hurts other innocent people when that can so easily be used as an excuse to pocket the extra money because, well, after what they said, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve our attention, our help. Mouthy little bastards, entitled, spoiled, ungrateful. Where's the respect? Right? So to understand and see through that, what are they angry at? Don't take it personally. It can be difficult. You know, we've been yelling a lot, huh? Telling people burn in hell. Nail yourself to a freaking cross. Go dig a hole, stick your head in it, wait for it to rain. Right, so to be the good, let that good in you shine through. Why would they say something so horrible? I know I'm not that. Why are they saying that? I know I'm not a piece of shit, but why are they saying that? What is angering them? Really, what's at the root of what they're angry about? And we have told you many times, we're a dead mother. Okay, they killed us. We've been dealing with a lot of bullshit. As many of you have, so it's not an excuse because someone else could say, hey, I've dealt with a lot of bullshit too. They killed my kids. You know, some people it's pretty bad, huh? And then you see them just very calm. They're not angry, they're not yelling at people. It's not going to do any good, right? So what does it take to stop that evil judgment? Whether someone's good or bad, it doesn't matter. The facts are the facts, and the proper authorities. We have laws and systems in place called law and order. In God we trust. Cleanliness is next to godliness. How to use a bathroom. Yeah, that's actually illegal, right? If you urinate or defecate in public, yeah, you get a fine for that. That's illegal. It's not illegal to pee, right? No. It's time and space or location. Exactly. He took no chances, page 26, January 26. A special plane had flown to Palm Springs to pick up a businessman and fly him the 100 miles to Los Angeles for an important conference. But bad weather suddenly blew up and upset the plans. The pilot waited for a while to see if the sky would clear, but more clouds and rain came and the mountain tops were out of sight. He was very much impressed by the caution the pilot showed before he would take off. About every hour he checked with the weather station, each time he returned from the phone shaking his head. Still have a low ceiling and lots of ice above the weather. Instruments won't help this case. He would take no chances. 20 hours passed and the pilot still refused to take the risk. The businessman, meanwhile, left by auto, late for his meeting.
Finally, a favorable report came through and the flyer decided to take off. He was late, but safe. In making your way through life to heaven, you would do well to take precautions. Too much is at stake to take needless risks. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Timothy 4:7. O Jesus, help me ever faithful to your way of life. O Jesus, keep me ever faithful to your way of life. January 27th, page 27. Don't keep it to yourself. Just before the Japanese seized Hong Kong early in World War II, 25 valuable paintings were buried by the British, and